all you have to do is just start with my first time.
Right. My first time getting involved in politics, I remember I joined the Young Conservatives Party in university. I didn't really understand politics at the time, and this girl I really liked joined, and actually a couple of girls I liked were part of it, and I liked the color blue, and they had cheese at their meetings and stuff. So I thought, okay, I'll be a Young Conservative. And I understood they also cared about money and innovation and business and free enterprise, and I thought, oh, that's kind of me. I like, creativity and that kind of stuff. But then I moved in with a roommate who was a really big NDP guy, and he was always ranting about the man and unions and all this stuff. And so I got into the NDP, and I was the youth delegate to a leadership convention in Ottawa, and I was all supporting Sven Robinson. I thought, oh, he's gay, that's really progressive, this is really cool. But then during the race, he sort of dropped out and threw his support behind someone else, and I was so angry. I'm like, wow, why don't you keep going? Like, we haven't done the final vote yet. I didn't quite understand how these things worked. And then, over the years, I still didn't even understand, like, the NDP was orange, but then the Toronto Sun's logo was orange. So I thought, oh, the NDP must be the same as the Toronto Sun. They must be like an NDP paper, but they didn't really seem to be. So it was all very confusing to me. And then I decided maybe I'm kind of a green guy. So more recently, during the federal election, I thought, how can I help out Elizabeth May and get out an eco message? And so I wrote a love song to her, and I tweeted it to her, and she tweeted back that she loved me too. And instantly all the newspapers called me, and CTV News Channel did a story on me. They sent a limo to pick me up and take me to their studio and everything. And that was really exciting. That was my first time sort of influencing, I guess, the election, and I actually helped her get elected. And then the next provincial election, I said, enough of this crap, how do I run for MPP? And somebody from the Green Party saw my Facebook status and said, do you really want to run? So I wound up running, and that was, my first time running, and I was involved in debates. It was all very scary. Like, even the first debate that I went to was at Baycrest, and I got there a couple minutes late, and the candidates were yelling at each other, and it was all scary, so I just sat in the back and didn't say anything. And it was pretty obvious I was the only person under 90 years old there, so it was pretty clear I was the candidate who was hiding in the back. But all the other debates I went to, and I got involved, and people were thanking me for getting involved, and that was really exciting. And then I ran for MPP again this past election, and now this is my first time running for mayor. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on this video, but I probably don't have a good chance of winning, so nobody will really care that I'm saying this. So I'd never thought about city council, getting involved before, city politics, and so I guess it's all building on each other, and who knows, maybe if there's a way to, you don't really run for prime minister, but maybe I'll start building my way into that at some point, maybe run federally. So I guess that's the history of my political involvement.
Great.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, my first time voting, I have to say I don't really remember. It was probably, I was in university, and I guess at the time I had joined the Young Conservatives because some friends were in it, and then I had joined the NDP because a roommate was into it, so I must have voted, but I can't even remember if it was provincial or federal. But I remember always thinking it's very important to vote, and I remember, I think a couple of years ago, or a couple of municipal elections ago, I meant to vote, but I didn't get to work in time, or something happened, and I was really, really upset that I didn't vote. And, obviously the one vote didn't make a difference in the outcome of the election, but it really upset me. And so I always make sure now to try to vote ahead of time, or do whatever I can to make sure I vote, because otherwise I feel like I don't have a right to complain, and I love complaining.